Hello, friends and bees and friends who are also bees. Finally, we're getting somewhere. I am sorry about the delay with getting started. Everything that my computer has decided to not just before we started, so that's great. But hello and welcome to this week's Final Fantasy XIV stream, where we are going to be continuing on with the story when we left off last week. We were going to go build a going to go fix the trolley in Armorang, and now let's swap over to the GP. We are just going back to Armorang now to do that. It's a weird patch of like something on my neck there which was confusing me. Once again, I forgot to, perhaps you could help me pick this up while we're here, you know? Most of mine is from Ronso. There's a Mr. lad, though, only one of his kind in the whole town. His name's Kisan, a bit of a loner, always digging by himself for places where you'll be lucky to find a few lumps of coal, never mind gems and such. Often asked why he doesn't mind the same spots as the rest of us, but he never gives me a proper answer. Dare say he'd be more inclined to speak with an outsider, though. If you get the truth out of him, see if anything's the matter, it put my mind at ease. Okay, but before we do that, let's leave me alone. Just here to pick up the main story. God, we move so slowly. I'm in actual physical hell. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with our shard regarding endgame, because I kind of liked what I did with him for Stormblood was I waited because I decided I wasn't going to like try and like grind out on him. I'm not taking him into endgame. I'm not trying to like super level him. He's mostly for story, you know. Maeve, my main, will be the only one that I'm gonna like raid on and stuff. Trying to decide like a kind of, I don't know, undecided, that's what I am. Wouldn't believe it if I had not seen it for myself. Before you saw it this in the TARDIS, would you take it to Magnus? For 3 long years he believed you died for nothing. He must know the truth, that a sacrifice was not in vain. We'll take it straight to him. Thanks for the help. Oops, I skipped the dialogue there, but... Thancred says, let's not keep everyone waiting. Now we will trudge back up. It is, I could slash return, but whatever. Just do it up here. So yeah, what I mean to say is I don't know if I'm actually gonna like do everything now or save it till later. Get it all done, like, you know, do the entire Eden raid or the entire Nier raid. Although the Nier unlocks will take ages. Traveller, eh? What you want with me? You're blue. You're a blue cat. You're a cat who is blue. Like to find a few cups of coal. Is that what he said? Ha! Shows how much he knows. On the other hand, might be a better audience for my master plan. Have you heard of an alloy called Nabathium? It's strong, light, and resistant to heat and friction. It was one of the most valuable metals in Nabatharang, and a lot of their jewellery was made from the stuff. Trouble is, the techniques for mixing the alloy were lost to the flood. Been looking for a way to make my own, and my search led me to a scroll that explains the methods, right down to the last detail. After having a historian decipher it, I learned that I lacked one vital ingredient, rutibite, and that's what I'm digging for. Short of venturing into the empty, my next best option is to look for a vein here in Armorang. Of course, I stand a much better chance of finding one if I had help, but I'd rather not have to rely on anyone from around here. Some of them aren't so minus, they kick up to the fact that I'm misdull. They seem to think we're not built for this kind of work. When I find that reader bite, they'll see how wrong they are. Forgive my wiggles while I sit. Wiggle, wiggle. First time I've said more than about 2 words to anyone in a while. I feel better for getting that off my chest. Might be a bit sudden, but I have an idea. How do you like to see the moment I finally unearth that vein of ore? What I really mean is that I need someone there to act as a witness. Otherwise, the others might think I bought a lump of it from somewhere. Ludicrously expensive as it is, and I'm pretending to have dug it up myself. Will you do me this favour? Thank you. Luckily I found the perfect spot for my next dig. If my miner's hunch is correct, the ore should be waiting just below the surface. It's a newbie's leaving, so I'll wait for you there. This is where I'm like, I really should have unlocked this earlier. Oh well, we'll go do the main story. I've got 2 more physical ones to find, and then I'll come out of the what do we say? Just thinking. What? Oh, it's you. If you come to complain about the trolley, you find no sympathy from me. I told you before it won't run and you wouldn't listen. But it will. Now we have this. Your name is engraved on it, along with your son's. It was a gift for your wife, Magnus, from Agna. She couldn't have. Agna. Do with it what you will. Fangs. Son, it would delay our plans, but I said take it. It was you who found it, you needs it. Looking at that stone, all I can see is... Please, just leave me be. Hope you'll be there when the Talos starts to life. Sure she'd want you to see it. Would you do the honours of delivering this to Yorianche? I tried to cut my hair the other day and it sort of worked. It's just shorter than it was before at least. And it doesn't... I think I'm gonna like maybe cut like another like centimetre or so off the front, just this bit, so that it doesn't go quite in my eyes. Problem is it doesn't stay up when it's shorter. Oh, the joys of being a person who has thick hair that doesn't listen. I also keep getting hair trapped in my headset because my headset's breaking, which means I've sort of had to tape it back together, which means that my hairs keep getting trapped in it, and it's very annoying. Nothing quite like taking your headset off and then having lots of little hairs stuck in the tape. What? Why the gods didn't think it was possible? Fun B9? Then what are we waiting for? Not you, meow. Sorry I couldn't be more help. By the sounds of it, you have a knack for handling strange requests. On the bright side, Yorianche taught me a lot about Talos and the Heart. Think I can help. Finally, we can move on to Nabatharang. Assuming this works, of course. Thou return when thee and I know it seem. As promised, the Talos hath been made ready to receive its heart, thanks in no small part to Jarek, Thaf, and Menphilia. At last we shall return time to the timeless, the sentinel of stone, that we may press on towards Nabatharang. Here's your fancy rock. Very good. Now let us begin. Move my camera down slightly. Yeah. It's a real gremlin hours today, so.
For the enchantment are complete. When the heart hath been suffused with a sufficient quantity of ether, the golem should be restored to life. All right then. Whenever you're ready.
Cold. Very cold on my flat at the moment.
It's working. It's working. Magnus. You left me for this? This wretched heap of stone and rubble? This worthless pile of earth? And yet, I can't. I can't.
Dun dun dun.
What troubleth thee, child?
I shouldn't be here. I don't deserve to be. I don't deserve any of the things you've done for me. I'm just a burden, helpless and hopeless. If tomorrow came and I was gone, it would be better for everyone.
No need to be so relatable, Ryne.
He'll never admit it, but I can see it in his eyes. I wish he'd just say it. Just say that he hates me, that he wishes I was dead so that she could return.
None of this is thy doing, child. 'Twas I who set the oracle on her path unto the first. I who condemned you all to suffer these torments. 'Tis my sin alone, and one that will haunt me unto my dying day. Yet I dare not dwell over long on my many regrets, for the world is a tapestry of fates, interwoven and inseparable. And we who strive to better it cannot choose but make difficult decisions. For naught of worth was ever achieved without sacrifice. And thus must man ever struggle to weigh life against loss. The one for whom thou mournest beareth no grudge. Were she here, she would not suffer thee to languish in sorrow. She would tell thee to seek thine own path, thine own purpose. It is a truth which I myself was slow to learn. Yet a truth it remaineth. Thou needst but have faith, and all will be well.
Have you no words for her?
Not today.
It does hurt how relatable Ryne is. You know? Spend your whole life completely under the assumption that you're a replacement until the next person comes along, the better person comes along, and that's how it be.
To what do I owe the pleasure that is your extended stay?
Oh, to the tediousness of our hero's present endeavors. That and the insufferable abundance of light in Armorang. I should be glad to keep my distance. Oh, I'm rather fond of sleep, you know. It's a wonderful way to pass the time.
Me too.
Not that my compeers would agree, mind you. Always on the move, the lot of them. Like La Hebrea, constantly jumping from vessel to vessel. Such fire, such determination. So much passion, fleeting and forgotten. Come to think of it, Exarch, I don't believe I've ever seen you retire to your chambers for so much as 40 winks. However do you keep your eyes from closing?
A shit ton of coffee.
The cold shoulder. You wound me, sir. Always so guarded in our every interaction. Interactions you curiously refrain from sharing with the Scions and their champion.
And risk souring your budding relationship? I think not. Much as I dislike you, there are more useful targets for his energies. And I'm not in the habit of pointing him at my enemies like a weapon.
Is that right? Fond of him, are you?
Well, who wouldn't be, am I right?
You continue to fascinate me, Exarch. But tell me, who are you?
Just a cat boy.
The once great nation whose ingenuity gave birth to this tower was shaped by my hand. As such, I know full well the wonders it can facilitate and those it cannot. There is nothing in these walls which could have aided you in summoning our dear friend across time and space. Much less in possession of his mortal flesh, not even I could have performed such a feat.
I see. You had a hand in Alag as well. You would know what I am? I am the adjudicator of the sacred history with which you dared trifle. I am keeper of this tower's boundless wisdom. The wisdom of ages without age, of everywhere and nowhere. The great work of those who tamed the wings of time and grasped the nature of the rift. 'Tis a boon born of the sacrifice of brave heroes who gave their lives for a brighter future. I will not see their hopes and dreams squandered. The history which led us here will be unwritten. I promise you that.
I still have a habit, even though I haven't cosplayed in ages,
Seems we're both eager to fulfill our duties then.
of when I'm looking at characters, looking at how I would make the costume if I was making it. Trying to think what I would do with the Exarch's arm. I think I would, for the arms, I would have it be arm socks. So, one would be like skin coloured, and then have the like ropes probably sewn or hot glued onto it. Probably sewn, or possibly just like painted on, although sewing cording on would look better. And then the other one would be like a deliberately like crystal looking arm sock. I only want what's best for her. She could only see that. I'm fine, really. It's just been a long day. Mine apologies for the delay. Minfilia and I had a private matter to discuss. Which brings me to the question, how didst thou find Franco during your search? He's a grumpy bitch, but into your ways. He spoke of Minfilia, of his own accord. I see. Just well that he did, and with such candour. I attempted to broach the subject before. Mine intention was to ensure no words remained unspoken between them, lest tragedy intercede. A regret I know all too well, myself. Alas, in the end, he refused to heed my counsel. A time will come when they must face the reality of their circumstances, but I have faith that all will be well in time. Now, let us not tarry any longer. The Talos and the Nabartharang await. Let's do it. I almost dropped my glass and spilled water everywhere. It's been years since I've seen a Talos in such fine shape. With that, Agna we're here to see it. Or our son. Was ready to let her dreams die down in the mines. Even after you'd found the Leonine, I refused to believe it could work. God, so was a fool. Tell you, now I can take good care of this Talos, for both their sakes. On behalf of my family and all the miners of Twine, thank you. Well, enough chitter-chatter. Let's get you locked in a Nabartharang, eh? Everything seems to be in order. I take it the Talos' presence resolves the issue with the gate? Oh, that, yes. It's designed to open at the Talos' approach. Then we can finally go to Nabartharang. Sorry, I was doing a Google. All that remains is a final check of the control box over at the mines. You hear that, boys? Get that Talos over to the mines and keep a close eye on it around the curves. Understood? Yes, sir. Let us repair to the mines, then. Before we go, were you away with our shard? I prepared an extra set of cartridges for you. And this one, it's a practice cartridge you gave me. I know I should have thrown it away ages ago, but I'm adding a little extra to it every day. After so many charges, I'm honestly not sure what it will do, but I wanted you to have it, for luck. Hi! I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good day. Minfilia, we should hurry. Magnus and the others are probably wondering where we are. I'm just thinking about how intensely relatable Ryne is, once more. Ryne is the best character in Shadowbringers, and I will not hear otherwise. Also, I am so cold. I am absolutely freezing. Right. We've got to get up there, but I'm actually going to pop down and grab this. I should have done it earlier, but I'm stupid, so we're going to go get it done now. Leave me alone, meow. Oh no. Ah, the worst. Oh god, I know the feeling. Having 5,000 cables and none of them fit anything that you currently have, and you're like, why? Why do I have this? Extreme mood, unfortunately. Lots of people all in the same cutscene. You love to see it. I'm just gonna go get this one done and out of the way so that we can move on with then we've only, well, actually this is the last one to get out of the quest, and then it's just the dungeon, and then we can fly, so please pretend I didn't just accidentally drop my stacks by hitting the wrong thing there. That would be someone else. Phew, now that's over. How am I supposed to concentrate on my work with all these creatures disturbing me? Certainly know how to hand yourself, though. That fiend never stood a chance. Try to think what else happened if you hadn't shown up. Hopefully nothing else will try to get between me and my dream. Many thanks, friend. Right. Let's get out of here. Let's start heading over this way. Yeah, I've got to, God, I've got to start thinking about packing and moving and getting rid of things. I can register for classes now, which is exciting, and my my appointment to choose accommodation is Thursday at 10 o'clock my time, which means I may be a shorter stream than usual. Because I've got to do that. We'll see. I might do a. Yeah, it probably makes sense to do. $7:30 to 10, doesn't it? So I can sort that out. I'm just chuntering to myself now at this point, so please ignore me. What I'm saying is the same. Mostly I'm actually thinking about like furniture and like what furniture do I want to keep, what can I get rid of if I'm moving into a furnished apartment, like how do I get rid of all the furniture that I own? And hopefully I have a friend who is hopefully buying a house soon, so hopefully I'll just be able to be like, hey, do you want a bunch of cheap shitty furniture that I don't want? Please take it off my hands, for the love of God. I will talk to her when the time is right. One task yet remaineth. This is it. We're finally going to Nabatharang. Thought long and hard about what to say to her, to the real Minfilia. I hope when the time came I'd know, but with every step we take I feel more uncertain. There's no reason to give up, though. Not when so much is at stake. Thank you, all of you, for helping me to get here. Now, let's not keep Magnus waiting. There you are. So what do you think? Little primitive looking, I'll admit, but Daedalus Stoneworks has always favoured a simple, intuitive design, and that philosophy has served us well enough. Much of the trolley network uses single tracks, making it easy for the Talos to navigate them as needed. Plotting a route is so simple even we can do it, which makes a few accidents in transit. Speaking of which, are you ready to board? Let's do it. And I will stop sitting like a gremlin.
Thou must needs carry on without me. The path to Nabatharang lieth open. Whilst thou travellest thither to the south, I would apprise Mistress Alize and the others of our progress. As circumstances permit, I will thereafter rejoin the hunt for the remaining Light Wardens.
Magnus, will the gate close immediately after the trolley passes through?
No, it will stay open until someone closes it manually. Built that way to prevent any untimely accidents.
Sensible.
Then you and the others can meet us in Nabatharang after giving the Yulmorans the slip.
Oriange. Thank you for everything.
Remember, thou needst but have faith.
finished with your goodbyes, I suggest you grab hold of something. Be a shame if you took a tumble.
Like how sensible Magnus is. Like that Yorion is basically psychically saying, you need to speak to her. You need to speak to her.
The tracks beyond the gate aren't in the best of shape, so the trolley can only go as far as Malik. Godspeed.
Maybe out of lip balm. So sad. You can't see it on camera, but just trust me when I say that the pot is almost empty. I need to get some more.
Ah, that must be the gate.
Magic.
Well, so far so good. Wait, is that Ranjit?
He's there. That motherfucker. What a tool. Not the trolley. Those kids worked hard on that.
You're a stubborn old swine, aren't you?
One who has mastered Gukumots fears not the blackest pit or the fieriest hell.
But can you master my
Deeds in
really
the
warm
east
computer?
do not go unnoticed. Long have I lain in wait, and sure enough, you did not disappoint. Had you only sworn fealty to Lord Vorthry, you'd have no cause to skulk about like frightened animals. You will remain as you are, while I dispatch these villains.
With your hair. This is the thing that pees me off. Is
I won't let you.
you'd think with the NPCs they would at least think to not make.
To whom you speak? Who armed you? Trained you? Fought and killed a
You'd think that they'd not make their hair like glitch into their shirts, but
inevitably cuts down and lay lifeless in my arms. Who sought out your successor to carry on the futile struggle again and again?
Ranchi to me is one of the biggest letdowns of Shadowbringers actually.
To what is left of this shattered land, while these mad fools would only bring further chaos down upon us.
Because he's such a tragic character. I find him really interesting.
Deceived, child. Only by Lord Vorthry's hand will this dying world know a sliver of salvation.
I don't know about the world, but I never asked to be saved. However much it hurts, and however hard it gets, it's my life, and I want to live it on my own terms.
Now or never, we are gonna live forever.
And those mad fools who want me to abandon, the ones I've traveled with, fought with, and may one day die with, they feel the same. So no, I will not be deceived, no matter what you say. I refuse to believe it's all for nothing. They're everything to me. All I have, and all I need. And I would gladly do anything for them. Let us pass, or kill me. I'm not leaving here without them.
How dare you! you would cast your lot with villains, then you shall share their fate.
Yeet.
I heard what you said, and I'm sorry for all the things I've left unspoken. You have to go, now!
Death flags, death flags, death flags, death flags.
Go! Do what you came here to do. I'll not have you waste that newfound resolve on me. I leave her in your hands. Hurry!
Sorry, desk just wiggling there as I scooch closer to the keyboard. Move the mouse out of the way. I keep pressing the wrong button. I mean to take Final Fantasy screenshots. Instead I'm taking Steam screenshots.
Not another step. Your fight is with me.
Begone.
You think yourself a protector? As if a whelp like you could be a better father to her than me.
It's okay, Dadcred. I believe in you. Rude. I lied, kept secrets, but no more. She deserves better. A life of pain, of ceaseless conflict and despair. I like that the ability for this is called Hot Pursuit, specifically because there is a. It reminds me of the Death Cab for Cutie song that I so deeply love. Chasing apart, skin touches your skin, absence follows.
This is going well.
Well, don't say that out loud. Ah, I just hit my buff. How rude. I do think Ranji is like he is such an interesting character though. You know, for
Rend my foes and ward their blows.
Like, better a monster than a deceiver, a spinner of foolish dreams and false hopes. Thancred said, you really are a monster. There is no folly in hope. I said as much myself once. I was wrong. Never again. I like the idea of him being somebody who was like, so... He was absolutely like drawn in by Valthry's I need time to clean up being shot. He was basically taken in by Valthry entirely because... Yay, congrats. I suppose if there's no other way. Unceremonious beheading. Not today, Satan. Or not today, wrong sheet. I don't know. He's a cool character is what I'm saying. When will you learn that your actions have consequences? Can I bring them all, like, on him? Yield now, and I will grant you a quick death. But we've only just begun. Evade run sheet using perfect deception. Concealment. Evade to remove this effect. You're subject to fading fast. Tired of these games. There we go. You caught death from mere parlor tricks? My life would be but a small price to pay. Oh, I love this music too. Then pay it you shall. Bide your time for a chance to strike. Now we'll run away from this. Boop. Boop, boop, boop. Almost. You never understood her. She is not a bird to be locked away in a gilded cage. I like that you can jump straight in basically as soon as the cast finishes.
And you presume to be her protector?
Pathetic. Looks like I'll have to use it again then. Again with these tricks. These cortex speed actions.
No quarter!
You've played your hand far too early, boy. It's your time for a chance to strike. I'm really annoyed that he did that just as I hit my buff. I made a mistake. Because I'm a dumb bitch. I've got chronic dumb bitch syndrome. And Filia's last cartridge. Have to make it count. There you are. Damn. How? I hoped you would fall for it a third time. Though 2 times was perhaps already too many. No more tricks? Let us finish this. Is that all? But you've not even seen the grand finale. Just a little more. Sorry, the sound is of me mushing one last disappearing act. If you're not struggling to stand, I might take you seriously. Take you serious. Oh, I am deadly serious. If you know what I mean. Goodbye. Severely decreased. Just a little more. Thank you, Minfilia, for this precious gift. To hell with you. Oh, the way I've been sitting has put my leg to sleep again. Ugh. Why does this always happen to me? It's because I sit like an idiot.
You would have her suffer and die. I would spare her that fate. That is not for you or anyone else to decide ever again.
They never really explained it. This is why I think Ranji is one of the most wasted characters of Shadowbringers, because they never explained him in the slightest. We had basically no lore for him whatsoever. All we know about him is that he had some mystical power, and he trained previous Minfilias, and then eventually was so beaten up by the tragedy of Minfilia as a person.
A single day goes by that I don't think about all that you have given me.
So then he went over to Valtteri.
Countless memories and moments I took for granted. Gods, you grew up so fast. But you had to, didn't you? For those you had lost. For those you could yet save. A world teetering on the very brink of oblivion, for which you gave your everything, without hesitation. Your kindness, your compassion, your love, then and now. One last time, with a little help. I'm so proud to have been a part of your life. Oh, Minfilia.
Controversial opinion time. This would have been much more effective if he'd actually died there. I said that and then my body tried to choke me. It's just much less emotional, given that I associate much more with Ryne. I feel much deeper, about Ryne. And then also the fact that we know that he we know that he lives. So it's like, this doesn't actually make me sad because I know he's alive. This is the place, Ashard. This is where she stopped the flood. Last time I was here, when I felt a presence overwhelming me, I tried to pretend it wasn't happening, to just turn away. But I can't turn away now. Not this time. For Thancred and the others, I have to face her. The minute you leave the area, speak to the apprentice engineer at Ryne and Armorang to return to Nabatharang. I can sense a presence I'll beat fatally. Come on, let's look over by the crystal wall. Let's get floss stuck in our mouths. I don't know, I feel like it doesn't make me as sad as it ought to. Because I know that he lives afterwards, spoiler alert, so I can't be like, oh, it's such a tragic scene, well, where? Because it's like, well, he's not dead though. You know? Northwest. I bet it's out there. No, actually, I'll go collect it while we queue for the dungeon. I think that's the best option. God, it's so cold. Going up to the mid-20s next week though, so finally spring will spring.
somebody up there! On top of the palace!
No, stand back. We shall stay the flood.
But this is what I want. It's my sacrifice to make.
Your time has not yet come. When all hangs in the balance, you must give them hope.
Ghost boy!
Minfilia!
That too really gives me the honey nut feels. In this house we stand Ardbert and Ryne.
Ours is a meeting long overdue. Full glad am I that we may finally speak.
I've come at Thancred's behest. Grumpy.
My dear, sweet child. Yours is a burden none should ever be forced to bear. Such pain and suffering you have endured. Yet still you came. For this and more, I thank you.
I've lost count of the times I've almost given up. If people hadn't helped me every step of the way, I never would have made it.
Yet here you stand, resolved. Now, tell me your heart's desire.
Probably feels.
And bring this world back from the brink. The remaining wardens have hidden themselves from us. But with the power of the Oracle, I thought we might be able to find them.
Indeed you could. Their radiance would be unmistakable. But know, my child, that the power you seek will come at a price. We stand now at the crossroads. A decision must be made.
Sorry for the horrible screenshot noise in the background.
To be afraid, to hesitate. But for your many trials, you have grown stronger and wiser.
I'm overblown. if you're me.
And support of those you hold dear.
Scooch back like this. Sit like a room then.
washed away so much of this world. So many people and places and possibilities, and all the heroes who fought to protect them. Yet here the Scions are, trying so hard to help those few of us who remain, and seeing how tirelessly they work, how completely committed they are to the cause. I can't help but believe.
Shard's just like, grumpy. Grumpy.
I want to help them like they helped me, and maybe even inspire others to do the same. Coming together, providing for one another. That's the only way forward I can see. Since all of our heroes are gone, we'll just have to make heroes of ourselves.
'Tis a beautiful, wonderful dream. One we share. Though my power was all but spent in staying the flood, I prayed this final act would give hope to those who survived. That self-same hope lives on in you. It gives me comfort to know that the future is in capable hands. If ever you should falter, remember this. No one, however powerful, is immune to the whisperings of doubt and despair. Do not give in to them, but do not deny them either. Look instead to the light within, that you may continue to serve as a beacon to others.
Thank you, Minfilia, for believing in us, for believing in me.
Dearest friend, no words can express my gratitude to you for keeping her safe in these tumultuous times. You are a hero to us both.
Ashard's like, he's still grumpy.
Valiant heroes can stand alone. Only together may you change the fate of two worlds.
Ashard's he's still just like, I just want to go home, y'all. He has no desire to be part of any of this. Still a grumpy bee. What happened? I remember speaking with Minfilia and then... Is something wrong? Your eyes, they've changed. A parting gift, I think. Until now I've walked the path she set before me, the path she set before all the Minfilias, but she's giving me a new path, a new life that I can call my own. And even though she's gone, I can still feel her, warm and calm and gentle. Can feel the beating heart of the world, the light that swells within it. Best character in Shadowbringers! And the Light Wardens. There is one here in Armorang. Let's hurry back. The others need to know. Also, hi Osterby. How are you? I hope you're doing well. You don't think Thancred will be angry with me, do you? There's only one way to find out. I know there's no getting around it, but... Would you mind going on ahead? I'll be right behind you, I promise. Hello, frogs to be, Osterfrog. Frogs to be, Frogster. Yes, also that. You missed the very dramatic scene in which Thancred said his dramatic goodbyes and there were lots of death flags, and then you're like, but it's okay because he lives anyway. And then you think about how it's an absolute waste, and quite personally he should have died. It would have made the scene a lot more dramatic and effective, and it would have actually made me care about it. Whereas at this point he's like, I'm dying, goodbye, and you're like, no, it's okay, I've seen the future, I know that you're still alive. You also missed a fair chunk of me rambling about how Ron Sheet for me is one of the biggest disappointments of Shadowbringers, because he's a massively wasted character who deserved more information about him. Yeah, like, because the first time round I was absolutely like, this is it, he's dead now. And then now, like, watching it the second time round, I'm like, I know he's still alive, so it doesn't actually have that, like, it doesn't give me the honey nut filios. Like, it's still a pretty sad scene, just like as a character, but it doesn't give me the same honey nut filios, you know? It doesn't give me the deep intense sadness that I crave. But more importantly, we've got the last of exactly. Oh, Jesus, right. Let me take this guy out. Yeah, I think it's really good the first time round, and then it's one of those problems where, especially having done it so recently, like, I think if I'd spent, like, had more time in between doing it, it would have been more emotional, because it still would have been pretty raw. But Dart will return. But where's Minfilia? Welcome back. I see you fared better than Thancred. Ashard, thank the gods you're alright. You're back. I'm beginning to worry about you. Hi, Thancred. Sorry, I had to take the top of my headset back together because it was falling apart, and now my hairs keep getting caught in the tape. Even my shorter hairs.
There you are. We were worried.
Really? He wasn't the one that nearly got himself killed. It's a good thing Urianger called on us when he did. You were at death's door when we found you.
This is why you should always bring the healer with you.
But thanks to your timely ministrations, I was not obliged to walk through it.
I just keep thinking about how unbalanced a group this is, given that we've got 4 DPS, 2 healers, and a tank. It'll be better on Myron when at least there'll be 2 tanks.
Minfilia?
Not anymore.
You saw her.
I know I haven't exactly been pulling my weight up till now, but that's all going to change, starting today. I'll do whatever it takes to make Minfilia's dream a reality. I can track the Light Wardens now, maybe even help you fight them.
I'm glad you're back.
You don't have to say that, you know.
Stop being relatable!
But I want to. Your family. How else would I feel?
They really did, when they were making Ryne, they really did make a character with my #1 personal failing, and then stamp on my heart a whole lot, just with her whole existence and attitude towards her existence.
A name?
A name of her own. I would not have her walk in the shadow of another any longer. And I think it a fitting tribute to our departed friend, too. At the mention of Minfilia, I would remember the woman who preserved our fellowship when all seemed lost.
Do you remember what you were called before you were taken to Yulmore?
I'm sorry, I don't. I couldn't have been very old when it happened.
Then we must think of a new name. Suggestions?
If the lady herself has no preference, I think the honor should rightly fall to Thancred. After all they have been through together, he's practically a father to her.
Well spotted. I'm so glad you're here to explain these things.
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
Oh, nothing.
What about Ryne? Ah, blessing in Fae. Wait, does this mean thou wert listening when I delivered my lectures on the Pixie?
Not exactly, but that one word made an impression. Of course, if it's not to your liking, I can think of something else.
I do.
Yes, I rather like the sound of it.
I like the random moments of levity.
Thank you.
Sorry, you got the sound of me snapping and unsnapping a thing on my shirt in the background.
That settles it then. Welcome aboard, Ryne.
There's a thing to fiddle with, I must fiddle with it. It is. I like the little hints of that they've, you know, given the individual characters and it's neat. Oh, it's the good shit. That's the good shit right there. I honestly don't know how to repay you for what you've done, but I promise to do whatever I can to help. Are you certain you're up to fighting so soon? I can't imagine the power of the Oracle is something one learns to wield in the space of a few hours. Maybe not, but the presence of the Light Wardens is unmistakable to me now. In fact, I sense one here in Armorang, to the west. I think it might be hiding underground. Underground? Then it's as we suspected. We thought it prudent to take a brief survey of the area prior to your arrival. To the west we found the remains of a site known as Malika's Well. If I recall correctly, the well was built in remembrance of one of the ancient kings of Nabatharang to serve as a source of respite from the desert heat. It fell into disuse after the flood, whereupon the miners of Armorang thought to turn part of it into an excavation site. Judging by its size, the underground waterways are no doubt extensive, the perfect hiding place for a warden. Ryne, are you certain you can track it down? Leave it to me. Then it's settled. We make for Malika's Well. Completely forgot that I meant to hunt for the last air flying thing before, so I could do it while we queued for the dungeon, but oh well. I love these armadillos. I got a baby armadillo from this dungeon on Maeve, and I love it so deeply. It is my absolute favourite. The wall should still bear so great a burden after countless years of neglect, to speak of the surpassing skill of the architecture. The warden is down there, can feel it. Didn't expect to see Talus wandering around, much less their own accord. How long must it have been since the creator's bones turned to dust? Something about this doesn't feel right. A marvel of ingenuity, is it not? Though I cannot see it as you do, it is a no less awe-inspiring sight. It's just people on horses just like wandering around in the background. It's here. I can taste its ether on the wind. Then we finally found our mark. Let's put an end to this, Ashard, and return the night sky to our meringue. Malika as well, now accessible. Let's queue for it. Ah, that wait time though. I remember the thing that frustrated me when I was doing this on Myron is how... We'll go find some of the alternate locations while we wait for the queue to pop. How you'd be standing there with a whole bunch of people outside the dungeon and then you'd still have a monster queue, and it'd be like, I'm looking at the people around here and I can see that they're all in the queue, and I can see that they, like we've got, you know, 2 DPS, a healer and a tank. Why is this queue taking so long? So one thing I'm less worried about on Myron is not having to worry about that, because she'll be a tank main. But at the same time, I'm also like, ugh, cries softly. You know? Hey, I'll get a sticker out of this. Carrot legs, eh? What a name, huh? Clearly, Osterby, the answer is that you have to make an EU alt. Move somebody at a data center over to light data center so that you can come help me pop queues. It's the only way. You still working on Black Mage, by the way? What 2 deepsies? Good luck. You're almost there, I suppose, actually, at this point, really, aren't you? So, I believe. I believe. Okay, I'll just sit here and fight random things. Nice. Whoops. Definitely didn't just mess up my my rotation there. That would be someone else. What? This is the way to do it, right? Yee, this is a really good fight, this one was. I hit the wrong thing. Pretty soon though I will get the next level. In fact, I'll get the ability that yeah. Come on, puggies. Join the queue, meow. I wonder if I can get a third restaurant out of this. Possibly if I'm really careful. Ha! Yes, I can. Just keep this going for ages. Went around killing these guys until I could probably actually go join like a fate or something. That feels like the sensible thing to do, but I've never been sensible once in my life, so... Oh, hi. There you are. Instead you just get the me killing things show. Run, beep, 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 beep. I've fucked up that rotation a little bit, but that's okay. Come on, people, get online. Do leveling roulette. For me, meow. For me, do a leveling roulette, somebody please. Enable me to get just one sticker out of this. Nice. Come on, Pugsworth. I just realised, annoyingly, I may go into this with a bunch of stuff on cooldown. Which is annoying. I did think of, like, what all of my characters would be as Light Wardens. May's was Forgiven Covetousness, Myron's was Forgiven Pride, and Ashard's was Forgiven Devotion. Because I couldn't think of a word that meant, like, intense devotion. Okay, it's real lag hours for me, and I do apologise. I'm gonna save, I never actually, oddly, forms I found much harder, compared to the names, which the names for me were a fair chunk easier. Ooh. Hurry up and pull, I'm about to lose the strong. Only thing I care about. There it goes again. Yeah, I don't really know what the forms would be. I think our shards would probably sort of be, I don't know, like an over-exaggerated statue of Helone, perhaps. It's a bit like on the nose, but it's probably the best I can think of for him, of like, you know, absolute devotion to this one thing so hard he becomes it. Mavis would probably be most like themselves. And then Myron would be, actually a really cool one for Myron. This is fair. I think a cool one for Myron that makes sense only to me would be her beast form in the game that Grace ran, that I nicked a bunch of her backstory from. In that when she sort of was using her beast abilities, she would look a bit like her beast form, which was a sort of, I mean, she was pretty tall as it was, and so it's even taller, even beefier, and it had like sharp claws and like horns, and looked a lot like a canary from Inquisition was how I described it looking, but like monstrous, like probably with the like glowing yellow eyes that she has from Secret World as well. And I think that's probably what her form would most look like. Is again the like overemphasis of, like, you know, she fully believes that she is the warrior of light and she is the big damn hero that everyone needs, and so her form would reflect that, like, you know, she fully believes, okay, that one doesn't have positionals, that, you know, in order to be the hero she has to become this great big character, and it's like, actually, again, basically, I'm just being mean to her. I suppose Myron's could also perhaps be Forgiven Anger, given what I've sort of come up with of her backstory. But I think Forgiven Pride makes it's for me at least it's sadder, because like the anger is something that's in her, whereas the pride is like, because she's like, well, I am the hero. That's just how it be, you know? I don't know. It's a fun little exercise to think about with your characters. It's the exercise of how much can I hurt them? How much can I make things suck? Please hurry up and pull, I'm about to lose Dragon Sight. I mean, I'm going to lose it anyway, but that's just how it be, huh? Right. I've fucked up my rotation already. This is great. This is the problem I have, by the way, is that I cannot see a fucking thing when I'm playing as a shard. There is too much stuff everywhere. Yeah, that... it's pretty hot breaking lobster tree. Whoops. That's what I like for Myron is, you know, she's... the fact that, you know, she made this sacrifice and in the end it still didn't work and she still failed and she's still a Night Warden and like, doesn't that suck royal ass? Yeah, well that's what I like doing for Myron, because she's in, you know, a similar situation. She's despite having arguably the most tragic backstory, she's, you know, pretty okay actually. For what's going on with her entire everything. I'm hitting my positionals once every while, and that's good enough for me. Sometimes I can hit my positionals. Ah. Oh, damn. I just had a thought, which is that the monk and I are going to be fighting over the gear that drops. Oh no, we're not actually. We're going to be fighting over some of the gear that drops. My legs keep going to sleep, which is why I keep wiggling around like that. I have a thought actually. If going into a fight I'm about to lose Blood of the Dragon, it would make sense to... Oops, I fucked that up. Oh well. To do a Doom Spike and a Quirth and Torment, wouldn't it? Or the Sonic Thrust and then Quirth and Torment, just to like keep it up. Would it? I don't know. I don't know how Dragoon works. I'm a fake melee. That does sound like a GPS question. It makes sense to me, but I really do not know. I'm extremely cold. Wee plop. Let's scoot over this way. And pop of this. And then we're going to stand here and hopefully aim forward. Absolutely not. I will only ever stand in stupid. I'm a Dragoon and that's what I do best. You know? I don't just like to laugh at the stereotype of floor tank. I like to be the stereotype of floor tank. Okay, I like to think I'm doing a relatively good job of getting my positionals. Emphasis on the relatively, you know? Not amazing, but I'm doing my best. I'm excited to unlock Stardiver. It looks very cool, and that's all I know about it. Ah, here we go. Keep them all nicely lined up for me, eh? No, don't move them. Moving them is the opposite of what I want to happen. Ah, my poor Lestrand. Alas. I shall think of you often. Ow. Right, but in this case we're Gucci. So what I can do is hit this, then that, then... Let's pop that. Ugh. Dragon Sight's still on cooldown, and I fucked up my positionals. Not that time, however. Purely accidentally. Here we go. And then on this side... 2, 3... That was slightly out of it, that's why... Ah, come on. Okay, fine. Come back. I know I can hit true north, but that doesn't mean I want to, you know? I keep accidentally hitting the wrong button. There we go. Elusive jump out of that. Fuck up my positional, but that's okay. Nice. Please, please give me striking stuff. Why you no give striking? Or not striking, is it? Why you no give not striking? Why you no give the thing that I need? God, I hope the story doesn't level lock me soon. Off camera, I should probably get Myron up to 49 just to be done with it. I keep saying Myron because I'm thinking about her for some reason. I mean, Ashad, I should probably get up to 79. Go. Strong. Oops, wrong button. Second wind. Strong. But I appreciate that I'd probably be more effective if I did single target at this point, but can't stop, won't stop, physically unable to stop. Stop getting caught on my headset. Striking gear. It's not the one that I need, but I can eat on that. Hogsworth got the gear. Oh well. That's just how it be. Amazingly, I am somehow hitting my positionals, despite the fact that I feel like I'm solidly not getting them. Because I often don't bother with positionals for trash pulls. And yet, here I am, hitting them. Incredible. What a wonderful world we live in, eh? Yeah, boy. That's mine. This is mine. Please hurry up. I'm about to lose Blood of the Dragon. Okay, well, I'll enjoy the cutscene. I'll get Blood of the Dragon up in time. Still to go. Hands are so cold. I need a pair of gloves. I'm so offended the fact that it's the middle of May and I'm like, man, I need a pair of gloves for when I'm gaming. Right. Let's stretch out the fingies. Let's do this. Slightly out of the way for that, how annoying. Ow. Thought I was in place. I was not. Ah, piss. Teach me right for listening to the puggies, huh? True north. I've gotten so lost. I am so sorry. I just completely tunnel visioned. My entire life, a intestinal crank. Maybe that was kind of a gross joke, but I don't care. It's like that Chaos who has the ability Bowels of Agony, and I'm just like, yeah, me too, buddy. Please stop moving him, it is so annoying. Okay, well, we are going to die. Ow. That was going to happen because the healer died. It's fine. Oh. We're all newbies. Oh no. Ah, beans, all rats. I'm gonna go ahead and eat another food. Ooh, and I should equip my new spear. Funky trident time. You ever look at your character's armor and think, God, you really are so spiky. Like, you joke about it, but at the same time, there are so many spikes. I'm gonna zoom way out. Hopefully that will help me be able to see things slightly better. Uptime. Ow. Piss. Okay, back to focusing on positionals now. I should just true north that entire time, to be honest. Yeah. I suck at this. To be honest, what it is, it's not that I suck at this fight per se, it's that I suck at melee. I'm just really bad at melee. I'm not a melee player and I never will be. You know? And it's a sad thing to think about yourself, to be like, oh, there's this entire, like, class that I'm, you know, terrible at playing, but hey, that's, you know, just how it be in this bitch of a world. Amazingly, that somehow counted. Sorry, I'm being really quiet because I'm having to concentrate. This is always the way. Oh, how did I not get hit? Incredible. Ow. I did that time. We did so well, but in the end, it was always going to be floor tank time. Nice. really worried that it's going to level lock me after this. Poor boy. It is the suffering hour. This is where our shard starts to be like, why did I ever agree to this? Sticker. What did we get? I rolled a 30 on that ring, so I'm probably not going to get it. Antiquated short shorts. Got nothing. Cool. Dope. I got 3 comms though. Odd. That's like the first time that's ever happened. Normally as a healer I will comm the tank and vice versa, and then I will comm the other DPS as a DPS, so maybe they were all in a party together. I guess that's probably what it is actually.
Don't get me wrong, I'm glad those travellers made it all the way to Nabatha Reng. But when Urianger told me the Talos was in pieces, and the trolley didn't look much better, I couldn't help wondering what in the hell's had gone on. What indeed? At least the heart is in one piece. The rest is replaceable. Looking at this mess, though, it's a miracle they survived.
You know it. Miracle boy.
What the? Are you seeing this?
I like that it's always conveniently the middle of the night. Seriously, Ashard is regretty spaghetti about coming here at this point. I imagine it's now really starting to hurt.
At last, night has returned to Amareng.
In the middle of the day.
We'll save this broken world yet, Tesleen. You see if we don't.
Hashtag scored goals.
No doubt retreating in the wake of the Warden's demise.
Back to Calusia, the last refuge of light.
Home to our dear Lord Vorthry, who will no doubt do everything in his power to thwart us.
As well he should, for defeat there would spell the end for both him and his heavenly host. fate of this star shall be decided.
Level 80. I wonder if I could solo Alexander. I don't think I can, unfortunately. I was just thinking to myself, I don't know if I ever went through the whole thing on... No, I must have done, because I've got Alex 12 unlocked on him. Yeah, I must have just unsynced it. I've not done any of the savages, though. Wow, that's fine. I have no memory of any of this. I need to unlock Alpha Savage on him too, I guess. Oh well, that's good. Is this not the moment Emmett Selk usually chooses to descend upon us? Whatever will we do without his feigned praise and backhanded compliments? And once more shall the night share equal dominion over the firmament, and yet our travails are far from over. Perhaps administrations were not as thorough as I thought, or perhaps I was a touch too reckless. Didn't even do anything, I went there with puggies. If I could only have seen the look on Magnus' face when the sky returned, they must all be so happy. The end to Light's dominion over this world is fast at hand. Ryne also says, but what about you, Ashad? Do you feel different at all? We did it. We really did it. I knew there was time to visit the inn. We can but hope that the return of night has granted the residents some shred of comfort. They thought the world would be unchanging, but today I think we proved them wrong. We will fix this broken land, Ashad. Together. Are you feeling alright, Ashad? After you defeated the Light Warden, I could swear I saw its ether. Never mind. I'm still getting used to my powers. It's probably nothing. I'm just relieved I was right about where the Warden was hiding. The last one is hiding in Ecclesia, isn't it? I can't feel it from here, believe it or not. But perhaps we should head back to the Crystalium first. We have a lot to tell the Exarch, and I think we could all do with some rest. But first I'm going to finish unlocking zones. She sees it too then. Ashad is very regretty spaghetti about coming here now. He's very much like, what was the point of... he knows what the point is, but he doesn't... Ashad's not a hero. He's never been a hero, and he's never, you know, purported to be a hero. Ultimately, he's just a guy who's trying to get by. And do his best. And he sort of gets roped into. He gets roped into a lot of shit. Which is why I had to sort of headcanon that he physically can't go back to the source like the other Scions until the end. Because the options are either that or he immediately went back as soon as he could and went back to, like, Aymeric, who was like, hey, dude, what the fuck? Get back over there and sort their shit out. And he's like, oh, I guess. If my boss tells me to. But he doesn't want to be here, the poor boy. He's got other things to be worrying about with his life. Whereas, in regards to the light, with the light happening, Maeve is intrigued, and Maeve accepts the fate of potentially having to die. You know, to die would be an awfully big adventure, is their motto. And Myron's like, well, this is really unfair that I've gone through all of this and I've been, you know, the big hero, only to have it thrown in my face. This sucks ass. Stelish doesn't need to speak with us. Sounded urgent. She'd accept it, but she wouldn't be happy about it, and she'd be even more disappointed to learn that she would become a Light Warden. The others were the Exarch. Before we join them, there's something I wish to confirm. Tell me, Ryne, have you noticed anything peculiar about Ashard's appearance of late? Anything at all? Speak freely, he won't mind. Well, since Mephilia bequeathed her power to me, I've been able to see the light inside him, though I didn't think anything of it at first, but after we defeated the Warden at Armoreng, I realised something was wrong. You've absorbed its ether, Ashard, and the light within you has grown monstrous. Then it is as I suspected. How are you feeling? Ashard. If naught is done, this will only get worse. Ryne, with the power of the Oracle, you've gained some measure of control over light, have you not? Is there anything you can do for him? Extinguishing it is out of the question. Even at her strongest, Mephilia could only hold back the light. I might be able to suppress it, but I don't know for how long. Then we have no choice but to rely on Urianger and his secrets. If the next battle is to be the last, you may yet be able to play your part, but you'll need all of your strength. I will discuss strategy with the others and see that everything is made ready for our departure. You are to return to your chambers and rest until then. Understood? Yes, mother. None of that cheek, or I will take you across my knee. Oh, you're welcome too, Stola. Now off with you to the pendants. We'll call for you when the time comes. It's definitely a, you know, are they willing to sacrifice themselves or not? Mavis a yes to see what would happen. Myron is a yes because, you know, that's what needs to be done, but she doesn't want to. She hates the idea of becoming a Light Warden herself and of becoming, like, something monstrous because of her actions. And Ashard is a fuck no. He is absolutely full to the brim with anger at it. I think this is the point where he'd probably almost considered just disappearing and just saying, I'll go out on an adventure and I'm not coming back. Is everything alright, sir? You don't quite seem yourself. Perhaps oatmeal and a freshly made bed will improve matters. Your room is ready if you'd care to retire. Very good. If you should have need of anything at all, pray do not hesitate to call. Ghost boy. Why did... Oh, so this is where you've been hiding. Get out of there, mouse.
Sometimes the dead would rather not be disturbed. But enough about me. What of Armoreng? I see. Minfilia's gone then. Which means the reason I must suffer this purgatory shall forever remain a mystery.
Wink.
What's the matter? Are you all right?
Do I look alright?
What just happened?
There was something Minfilia said to me.
Minfilia said my time had not yet come. That I still had a role to play. Not even the most valiant heroes can stand alone. No, it couldn't be. There's only one hero in this room, and it is not me. I'm just a shadow, cursed to wander.
Sounds like it ain't me either, bro. Kidnapped to another world against my will, and forced to help it.
Forgive the intrusion, but Minfilia, that is, Ryne, and the others were asking after you. Is everything all right?
Yeah, definitely. I'm having light provoked heart attacks, and I'm still being haunted.
That pain again? And did it pass? Thank goodness for that. I would not wish to see you suffer.
Too late for that.
Though I know only too well how much you have suffered on our behalf in recent days. Indeed, I have no right to impose upon you further. Nevertheless, I must ask one thing of you. That you survive this, no matter what.
Sure, I hope so.
When the dust settles, you must return to your world, for the battles to come, and the wars yet unwon.
Ashard's like, that's all I want, bro.
White Mountain is all that stands between us and victory. There is still much we must do to prepare, but for now, I will see if there is aught that may remedy the strange affliction which plagues you.
When the Warden is dead, will your work finally be done?
Yes, I believe it will. Once the tyranny of light is ended, the people of the Crystarium will be safe, and the future that must be shall come to pass. I'll not keep you from your rest any longer. Take as much time as you like.
Meanwhile, it would need to be later, after the liberation of Alamigo, perhaps. Please tell me you finished. We have to go. They'll be upon us at any moment. Very well. Where to next, then? Let's just worry about getting out of the city and pray the airship is still in one piece. Anywhere we go from here will just be more of the same. God, by the sound of that last one, I reckon the Knight's 12 might be the Knight's rubble now. Is there nothing else we can do? Do? Look around you. This isn't war. It's a sickness, and it's spread to every corner of Eorzea. The city-states are in disarray, and by all accounts the Far East is faring no better. There'll be nothing left of us when this is over. The world is beyond saving. I never tire of that story. when the hero swoops in astride a white dragon to save the little girl. I could die happy knowing someone like that was still around. Indeed, but not today. Not while our message remains undelivered. I've always wondered who the POV character is meant to be here. Have faith, my friend. We will find him. Charlotte sleeping in his boots and his spiky armour. Was that the past? That would fucking shatter our shot, that would. Dreaming of his home being destroyed. Nice. Got the achievement Shrouded in Darkness. By the way, his face lights up at your approach. The manager of the suites has been waiting for you. Master Kapati Helone, I trust you had a pleasant rest. Were you ensconced in your chamber, a message arrived for you from the Exarch. He bids you come to the ocular at your earliest convenience. And sir, wherever your duties take you next, I shall pray for your safe return. May the night keep you. But folks, that is where we are going to end it for today. I think that's a really good little story break moment, so I'm going to finish things off here. I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. It is very much appreciated, and I do hope that you enjoyed. I will be streaming Higurashi When They Cried to Tarigoroshi on Thursday, where we will be carrying out our terrible plan. Sorry for the cough in the middle of that, it was not intended. Then on Saturday it will be Dishonored 2, where we are going to try and make our way into Jinjo's mansion, hopefully eventually, maybe one day. Then on Sunday it will be Destiny 2, where we will be continuing the story, such as it is, of the Black Armory, hopefully, and pushing forward with that. And then finally next Tuesday will be more Final Fantasy XIV, where we shall be continuing on to Yulmore. But for now, take care everybody, have a wonderful evening, do look after yourselves, and take care, and I shall see you guys on Thursday.